All right, welcome to our Life Changers team call. I am super, super excited because I love having when guests come to our team calls. So Kelly King has so graciously accepted the invitation. She has so much more experience. I was actually stalking her before she even knew who I was because I was stalking Jatana, and I still remember when Jatana would put tag someone you think would be a good coach, and then she put Kelly's name in the comment section. So she's tagging her own post with people's names. I don't even know if you remember that, Kelly, but I do. I was such a good stalker back then. So anyway, I hold Kelly in her business in the highest regards because she has been so successful, and I was so excited to have her on this call. She's going to get into her own story, but she didn't even want to do this business. She's like, I just want the discount, no big deal. So I just know that she's going to have a lot of awesome things to share with us, and things that we are definitely going to want to take some notes, things that we can glean for ourselves and also pass down to other challengers or other coaches that are under us. So I'm excited about that. But first thing is first, I'm excited to talk about Success Club. We have so many people that are so close to Success Club, and we have some people that have already hit it. So that's exciting. So there's still time, 2 weeks. Gina Campbell is at 1 coach and 4 points. You need just one more person, and Gina's on it. Cindy DePinto is 3 points. Again, that's just one person, 1 challenge pack, and you're in too. Kathy Park is at 2 points. Tiffany Jefferson is at 4 points. Miriam Helton, 4 points. Teresa Sowers is 1 coach and 4 points. So that's my sister, so I'm super excited for her. Not that I'm favoring anybody, but she is my sister. I'm excited for her. So look at all those 4 points. So we could be rocking it out. So, and I've got prizes for those who at Success Club. On top of the apron, the Shakeology apron. I kind of like our, I'm one of the Beachbody nerds. I kind of like all the swag. I definitely like all the swag. Not kind of. I do like the swag. I even like the bobbleheads. I even like the bobblehead that was Sagi because he looks like my husband. I mean, this stuff is I like these things. And we've gotten cups and stuff. But look, see the bobblehead? It looks like Pat. Except Pat is more handsome. All right. So where did I leave off? So these guys are on the board. Cindy Lanninga, girl, you're at 14 points. And Cindy was like, I don't know. Okay, I'm going to tell on Cindy because I love this story. So this is where you want to know. I know Cindy doesn't mind me telling this story either. Cindy was one that wanted to do this. She was in my sneak peek for a long time, and then she found something on Amazon. And that morning, I think she had ordered the night before, and the next morning, I sent her my before and after pictures. And I was like, girl, I'm just telling you this works. Cindy canceled her order with Amazon, got under me, got into the challenge group, saw results, and I showed her pictures of where you can get it cheaper through us rather than Amazon, and she got in. Now she is a pearl gem. I don't know how much you guys have studied the gems, but she is a pearl through and through. Her heart is beautiful, and she has challengers who are rocking it already. I mean, it would jerk tears from your eyes to just hear the amazing story. That is to say, do not give up on people that you think would be awesome coaches, because I knew that Cindy would be an awesome coach. Miriam was another one that I was like, she just needs to be a coach. These people would be awesome. So I just think that's awesome. And here Cindy is, her very first challenge group, the very first time she's trying to recruit people, and she's at SC 14. Woot, woot. Good job, Cindy. I'm so happy. I'm so proud of you. So let's continue on. Rebecca, that's me, 4 coaches, 11 points. And Sarah McCaffa is at 6 coaches and 16 points. And she is a smidge away from going diamond, y'all. She is so close to even beating Afton. Afton's been on our team call. We all love Afton. Afton made it in 8 weeks. And Sarah's trying to make it in 7, so we'll see. It's exciting. I love that. It's the drama that's going on our team. So you guys are doing awesome. I'm so proud of Team Life Changers, not only for the points and not only for that. I love your hearts because you guys are getting in there, doing these challenge groups. You guys are seeing results. You're seeing people be changed from the inside out. So that definitely excites me. So, all right. Without further ado, I'm going to turn it over to Kelly. Kelly, I'm so excited that you were on. So I am seriously just going to turn this floor over to you, girl.
All right. All right. So first off, I can't believe there's this many people on the call. This is exciting. Like, this is as many as my calls have, and I've been a coach for 2 years, but this is great. So first off, I talk really fast, so I'm glad this is recorded.
Wait a minute. You've been a coach for 2 years?
Yeah.
Okay, so she's 3-star diamond in 2 years, y'all. I had you, no, you're 3-star diamond in 2 years. I had you at 3 years. I thought you had been doing this for 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I had to interrupt that because, see, she's even more of a rock star than I knew. All right, I'll be quiet now.
So, first I just want to tell you guys a little bit about my journey, because a lot of people who see my posts now on Facebook kind of assume that I jumped in like, first, and I was like, I'm doing this, like, I'm all for it. But, I met Jatana, who's my upline, through, we coached cheerleading together. And before I even knew Jatana, I did P90X after I had my first kid in 2010. I think I ordered it off of Amazon. I know y'all like, ooh, but I ordered it off of Amazon. I had no idea what coaching was. My husband and I did it in our living room, had success, went on about our lives, okay? Then I met Jatana. At that point when I met Jatana, she was not a Beachbody coach. She was working at the bank. She had just had a kid, so forth. But after I had my second kid, I bought T25. Once again, I bought it off of like eBay or Amazon. And at the same time, Jatana had asked me if I wanted to join one of her challenge groups. And I thought, what is a challenge group? And she explained a little bit to me about the programs, and T25 was like the hot program then. And I was like, oh, well, I have the program. So she let me join her challenge group. So I hadn't purchased anything from her, and she let me in her challenge group. I know now we're like, ugh. But that was what I did. So I ended up buying Shakeology from her and signing up as a discount coach. And I'm going to tell you right now, I'm really stubborn. Like, I was a discount coach. Like, that was that. 4 weeks into it, I found out I was pregnant with my third child. And I was like, yep, cancel it all. And I quit, like canceled my coaching account. I was done. Had my third kid and decided, all right, I'm going to jump back in because now I'm like, really need some help with my body. But I signed back up as a discount coach after Jatana probably hounded me for, 10 messages deep of gonna come back, gonna come back, gonna come back. And I'm like, no. I finally gave in and said I would sign up as a discount coach again with the Shakeology and do T25. At this point in my mind, I'm thinking the only reason I'm a discount coach and I'm not going to be a full-blown like coach working is because I was comparing myself to Jatana. I saw what Jatana was doing. She was a stay-at-home mom. She was constantly posting on Facebook, all these things. And I was like, that's not me. I'm not like that. I don't want to do that. I don't have time. No, thank you. About 4 weeks into this, when I re-signed as a coach, I had a high school reunion that I went to, and I had, obviously you're going around and you're like, oh, how have you been? What's life like? Blah, blah, blah. And of course they're like, so what are you doing now? And I'm like, and it was so awkward to me to say I'm a Beachbody coach. Like it was just, I didn't want to say that. And I didn't. Okay. I didn't. I was like, oh, not just staying at home, like I could not face the fact that I was a Beachbody coach. Like, I don't know why, but someone there came up to me and said, so I see you're a Beachbody coach now. And I'm like deer in headlights, like, oh, what do I say now? I have no clue what to do. I'm a discount coach. And I kind of just brushed it off like, oh yeah, okay. So how's life? And I went on about my way. The only reason that she knew I was a Beachbody coach was because Jatana had posted a welcome post on Facebook introducing me to the team. So that's how the girl knew, because I was not posting anything on Facebook. So needless to say, after this reunion, I had messages in my inbox asking me more about what Beachbody was and what I was doing. And like I said, I was strictly a discount coach. I hadn't done any new coach trainings. I had no clue how to invite, what to do. But what I did do was I just shared with them what I had done. I had done P90X. I did T25. These are my results. Okay. I didn't know anything about asking about their goals, anything. I just literally shared what happened to me, and that's kind of how my business started. They at that point wanted to do whatever I was doing, and I was like, okie dokie, hold on a second, I've got to figure out what to do with you. So I signed a few people up, and kind of started my own challenge group. And it wasn't, at that point I was still kind of just a discount coach. Like, I didn't really want to share on Facebook or invite anyone. This was just people coming to me kind of thing. But there was a moment in my business where my whole mindset shifted, totally shifted. And it was when I received a message from one of the girls who had purchased a challenge pack from me at the high school reunion. I'm going to pull it up because I want to read it word for word, so I'm not leaving anything out. She had purchased a challenge pack from me, and she purchased it in February. I signed up in January. She purchased in February. And she went to high school with me. She had always been overweight, as long as I've known her. I wasn't really close with her. I knew her from high school classes, stuff like that. But she wrote me a message, and this is after we've been in a challenge group with each other for maybe a couple weeks. And she said, "So we, yes, meaning me and you, and no, we are not negotiating that either, are going to confront a painful and embarrassing memory of me no longer being able to fit on a roller coaster." And I read this message, and I froze and instantly started crying. What? I didn't even know how to respond. These types of things hadn't crossed my mind at that point. I was just kind of I'm working out, and I started to realize there's so much more to this than just people losing a few pounds or just losing some baby weight, which is kind of what I was just thinking of. And, I talked with her a little bit more, and she told me when she was 20, she said, when I was 20 to 21, it was the King's Dominion, which is our huge amusement park here, was having their Halloween Fright Fest. And she went with all of her friends from college, and she was the only one who couldn't get on the ride. And I'm thinking to myself, I can't even fathom standing in a line. And if you've been to any amusement park, you know how it is. There's hundreds of people waiting to get on, and you go up to get on the ride, and they tell you can't get on because you can't fit. Oh my goodness. And it was at that point that I kind of realized, there's way more to this than, what I was thinking of it. I was determined to help this girl. I made a promise to her, we're going to King's Dominion. We are going to ride a roller coaster together. You've got this. And at that point, I also was thinking more of myself. I didn't want to coach because I was comparing myself to Jatana. I was sitting there telling myself, I'm not like Jatana. I'm not going to post on Facebook. I'm not going to nag people. I'm not going to message. I just, all these things. And I realized those are all excuses. Every single one of those was an excuse why I couldn't work this business. Just like we get people who can't do workouts. I can't do this workout. I don't have time. I have too many kids. They're excuses, And I do know that we all have different circumstances. We all have situations going on that are totally different. We all live different lives, have different home lives, different work lives. And the difference is you have to find an approach that works for you. Okay. So maybe, you're thinking in your mind, I can't do a power hour 7 days a week. That's okay. You've got to find what works for you. If it's 3 days a week, then you do 3 days a week. Okay. You don't have to approach this business like someone else. But what you do have to do is you've got to do something. You can't sit around and expect this business to happen to you because that's not what's going to work. Just like people who buy the DVDs or buy programs and they let them sit around, you're not going to lose weight with it just sitting in the box. It doesn't work like that. So, from that point forward, I found what worked for me, and that's what I was going to do. I went through trainings, I did those types of things, but I had to figure out what was going to work in my life at that time. Like I said, at this point when I started the business, I had a 3-year-old, a 1-year-old, and a newborn. And I was running home daycare with 7 kids. All right. So, you know, when people say time, I'm like, hello. Like, have you ever been in a house with 9 kids all under the age of 3? Like, oh, that, you know, I didn't have time like that. Sorry. But I figured it out, you know, I was going to make it happen because when that girl messaged me that, you know, it just blew my mind, and I knew I had to do this, you know, like there was so much more to it. So, you know, like I said, I did a lot of comparing. You know, don't compare yourself to other people in the business. You know, you've got to put like blinders on, so to speak, and focus on your business. Okay, everybody approaches this business differently, and that's kind of the beauty of it. You know what I mean? Like, if you want to work full-time and do this and you can do 7 days a week, great. But if you only do 3 days a week, you still can build a business. Don't put yourself out saying, I don't have time, if you can only commit, you know, 2 days a week, 3 days a week. You know, you can do it, because that's what I did. Okay, when I first started, posting on Facebook was a struggle. Like, I'm like, I don't have anything to talk about. All I do is change poopy diapers. Like, I'm just going crazy. I'm just trying to survive. Like, and I wasn't going to tell anybody that, you know. I'm like, oh my gosh, no, I've got this all together. But it was a struggle for me. But I had to figure out how to do that. And now it comes super natural to me. But it only comes natural to me because I started at some point. And let me tell you, the beginning posts weren't that great. Okay, but you develop over time. Okay. So anyway, so that's just a little bit about my journey. You know, I am now like a 3-star coach. And, you know, I treat this business a lot different now than I did in the beginning. And that's just because of developing over time, you know, like just getting into the business, finding out what works for me, and, you know, just continuing down that path. And once I started to see success, you know, it drove me a little bit more, and it pushed me a little bit more, you know, and then I just kept growing and growing and growing. And, you know, I started to really realize, like, this is so doable for anyone. Like, I'm not like Jatana. Like, I'm just nothing against her, nothing against me. You know, we're just totally different people, but it works, you know? So you have to believe in yourself. You can do it. It doesn't matter what you think. You can totally do it, you know? So anyways, I just kind of wanted to go into like my top 5 tips for gaining challengers, kind of growing your business. My first tip, and this is kind of, you're going to be like, whatever. Treat yourself like you're successful already in this business. Okay? Like, you are a rock star right now. I don't care if you don't have any challengers, if whatever, you are a rock star because you are a coach. Okay? And I'm going to give you a perfect example. When I first signed up as a coach, we saw like Lindsay Matway and Melanie Mitra like doing all these like fun like poses with their friends. So my sister-in-law and I decided we're going to get our little cute outfits on, and we're going to go in my backyard with this like raggedy fence. And my brother-in-law is going to just take pictures of us, like, you know, like our cute little poses that we're going to be like coaching at a glances. Okay, we thought we were like rock stars, okay? You know, but we did it. Like, we were going to be top coaches. You know, you have to talk like that. Like, you are successful, you know. I hear a lot of people say, well, I'm just Emerald. No, you are not just Emerald. You are an Emerald coach. Like, that is a huge accomplishment, okay? Don't talk yourself down. Like, you are successful, and treat yourself like that, okay? My second one, you have to have some type of journey with Beachbody. And it doesn't mean that have this huge physical transformation, but you have to have some kind of transformation, okay? And it should go along the lines of, before Beachbody or at the beginning of my Beachbody journey, I was blah, blah, blah. Okay, an example would be, and this is if you don't have like a huge transformation yet, maybe you're just starting out. It can be, I remember when I first put in that DVD and I pushed play, and it was 2 minutes into the warm-up and I had to stop. Okay, because I was seriously winded and I couldn't even catch my breath. Now I'm 35 days in and I can get through the 30 minutes without stopping. Does it still kick my butt? Yes, but I can get through it. That's a transformation. You know what I mean? Like that is showing somebody that you are moving in the direction of progress, positiveness, you know, you're going in that right direction. Okay. It doesn't have to be, when I first started, I weighed 200 pounds and now I weigh 150. Like it, you know, a lot of people think that like, I don't have that transformation yet. Okay. It can be, I remember when I started as a coach and my confidence, you know, I dreaded family pictures. I was always the one with like just my head showing behind everyone because I didn't want to be in the front row, you know, and now I don't mind being on the end. You know, those are things that people want to see. Like, why are you doing this? Like, what is it that you're seeing? Okay. So have some type of transformation and share that story. Okay. People want to know what you're doing. They're not going to join your challenge group if they don't even think it's working for you. You know what I mean? Like they want to know it's working for you. So have some type of journey. Like I said, before Beachbody, I was ABC. Now I am ABC, you know, whatever. Third, be real on Facebook. Okay. And I know that this is tough because like I said in the beginning, I was like, I'm not going to share that I just changed poopy diapers and I can't even keep, you know, my head on straight. But I'm going to tell you right now, they love it. They love when they know that you're not perfect. Like we're not, okay? You know, I did a post today about how my patients were just through the roof. Like I'm a pretty patient person when it comes, and I just had one of those days where it was just like nothing was going right. And people like to give you support. They like to see that you're real and that you're human and that you're going to work through this. Like, what did you do to work through it? Like, be real, okay? Share your fears, your reservations, like what success you're having. Like, all of that needs to be shared, okay? And it might take time to develop that. You know, like in the beginning, you're like, I'm not going to share all that. But start small, you know? Like, I just started this whole thing how I'm really bad in the kitchen. Like I really am. I just can't even boil water kind of thing. But people like the fact that I can't cook. I don't know why, but they love the fact that I can't cook and me showing them like how I managed to eat healthy with this horrible like chef thing going on in my house. But be real, you know, you have to share those things on Facebook. Sorry. Fourth thing, talk about your challenge groups on Facebook. Okay? Share statuses like my challenge group's rocking. They're having this success. They're, you know, they're in there sharing recipes. This group of women, you know, be real, obviously. Don't start lying about it. But talk about those things on your Facebook wall so that people see what's going on in these challenge groups, okay? A lot of us forget, like, when we first heard of challenge group, you know, like, you're like, challenge group? What am I doing? Like, are we meeting at the gym? You know, that's what I always get. Are we meeting at the gym? And I'm like, no, this is offline. Talk about it on your Facebook wall so they know. So the next time you go to advertise for a challenge group, they're like, I remember her posting. Those girls were sharing all these recipes and they were losing, you know, 70 plus inches as a group. Like, oh, I need to get in that. Okay. But you've got to make it known. Okay. I tell my challengers this all the time. If you're not sharing on Facebook, like what your challenge groups are, people aren't going to know. Just like if you were going to get your house painted, would you randomly message some guy on Facebook and be like, so I need my living room painted. Do you paint houses? Like, no. But if you had seen that he had posted, oh, look, I just did this transformation in paint, like, you'd be like, oh, you know, and you'd message them when you were ready, or, you know, if he asked you. But you're not just going to randomly message people if you don't see anything on Facebook, just like people aren't going to randomly message you asking if you can help them with a workout program if you've never posted anything about a workout or your challenge group, you know? So you've got to talk about your challenge groups and what they're doing, okay? And then the last one is be confident when you post about your challenge groups, okay? When you're going to do a call to action post about your challenge group, be confident in what it is. This is a group of amazing women who are going to support each other. They're going to do this. They're going to do that. Take out all the question, you know, like, well, maybe, like the word maybe and possibly, like those things should not be in there. Like, this is what it is. And you are going to have success, you know, like you've got to be confident in that and eliminate any kind of weariness. Because if you focus on those things, like the maybe you'll get results or you might do this, like that's what they're going to start thinking. And who's going to join something that they don't even know if they're going to get results, or they don't even know if it's going to be fun or if it's going to be motivating, you know? So you got to be confident in your posting. And then one last thing I kind of want to not one last thing, but on this topic. When I was sharing in the beginning about my journey, okay, and I was just telling people what I was doing, I have to remind myself sometimes, I did not list anything about Shakeology to these people. I had no clue what was in Shakeology or what it did, but I was just sharing what I was doing. You know, it wasn't like I was like, well, Shakeology has blah, 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 and it's this much money a day. And you know, I didn't do that. I just shared what was working for me. So don't feel like you have to know all those details, because I still don't know all those details, okay? When you focus on those things, you know, like listing all the ingredients and the prices and all of that, that's what that person's mindset is going to go towards. Like, you know what I mean? They're going to start being like, so what is chickpeas and blah, blah, blah? What is all of it? Like, and you're going to be like, oh gosh, and then you're going to draw more attention to that, where you should be focusing on the support, the motivation, like providing them the tools, okay? And then, okay, so those are just like my 5 kind of tips on just how to be successful with posting on Facebook and all of that. You know, obviously we have the 3 vital behaviors, so don't ignore those and just do those. But, you know, those things are what I do in my business that has pushed me forward. The other thing that I wanted to mention was Success Club. And I know you hear it all the time and you're like, okay, we're trying to get in Success Club. But what in the beginning of my business, I kind of was like, okay, yeah, I'll go for this Success Club thing. I wasn't really 100% sure what I was really doing, but a few months in, I made it a non-negotiable. Like, I have to hit Success Club. Like, it does not matter what happens. And I treated it just like I treat other things in life. And this might be a little bit extreme, but you know, like, I don't want to cook dinner for my kids every night, but I have to feed them, right? It's a non-negotiable. Like, I've got to do it. I've got to hit Success Club, because I know if I'm hitting Success Club, I'm moving my business forward in the right direction. Okay. You know, I kind of work backwards. Like, if I want to hit Success Club 5, I know I've got to help 3 people. So I'm like, okay, I got to help 1 person the first week of the month, 1 person this, you know, like I kind of just space it out and do it that way. But you've got to be hitting Success Club, okay? If you're really looking to build a business and move it forward, that's a non-negotiable for me. It didn't mean if I was hounding my mom at 11:58 p.m. on the 31st, like I was hitting Success Club. You know what I mean? Like, sorry, Mom, you're gonna do a new workout program for me. But it was a non-negotiable, okay? And this is kind of you know, going on recruiting now. Emerald was a huge step for me, like a huge step. And I don't know what it was about that, like, jump from coach to Emerald, but going Emerald is like a priority, okay? If you don't have your spouse signed up yet, you need to get them signed up. I'll share a little bit about that in a minute, but you know, get your spouse signed up. And then find like a challenger that wants the discount, or a best friend or a cousin or a sister or whatever, and get them signed up so that you go Emerald. Okay, because that starts your journey to building the team and building team bonuses. Okay. I have my husband signed up on my strong leg, and it doesn't matter where you place your husband. But once you place them, you'll kind of build your business a little differently. But my husband is on my strong leg. He doesn't have Facebook. He doesn't do Beachbody programs. He doesn't drink Shakeology. I'm just being real with y'all. But he's a coach. He goes on the trips. He doesn't deny going on a free vacation. But, you know, he just goes to the gym, and that's his thing. And I have him on my strong leg. He was my first coach that signed up. My sister-in-law was my second. Like I said, my husband does not work the business at all. But now my husband's earning $400 to $500 a week just based off what I'm doing for myself. Like, I'm not doing any additional work for him. You know what I mean? Like, I'm still doing my own business, signing people up. Maybe I place them under my husband. Maybe I place them under me. But it's not any additional work, but there's additional income coming in. You know what I mean? So that's very important to do, okay? And I didn't see that at first, okay? I was kind of like, oh my God, I'm not signing David up. Like, he told my friend Shakeology was expensive. I'm definitely not signing this man up. Like, he's not going to help me. But in the in the long term, if you're building a business, like you have to do that, because if you don't sign them up first, you're losing people that could be earning him volume in between, you and him. So definitely do that. And the other thing about recruiting is everybody gets no's. I think sometimes we forget. Like in my mind, I sometimes forget that Jatana gets no's. Okay, I think, gosh, she signs everyone. Like she messages everyone. They just sign up, and here I am. No, 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 no. Everybody gets no's, and you have to keep digging, because you'll eventually find those people who are ready to build a business or who are ready to join you and be a coach. Okay. And this was an example that I just read from one of my books. And it was saying, if somebody told you there was like 3 gold mines in your backyard, your butt would be digging, right? You'd be out there like, I'm digging and digging. You would keep digging until you found them. You wouldn't just be like, nah. At least I wouldn't. Okay. You've got to keep digging. You've got to keep moving forward. And lastly, just real quick, sorry, I talked forever. Sorry, I'm like losing my train of thought now. When you focus on those people who tell you no, okay, and I know sometimes when people say no or they ignore us, we kind of get down and we're like, ugh. But when you focus on that, that's where your business is going to be heading. Okay, and I know it's a hard pill to swallow, and it's kind of frustrating in the beginning because you feel like everyone's saying no and nobody wants to join. But it takes that one yes and that one person to really, you're like, I can do this. I can do it. But you've got to focus on those people and just let those no's just be there. And it's hard to do. Trust me, it's hard to do. I even have to catch myself sometimes. I'm like, well, she said she was going to buy on Friday, and now her car broke down and she's got to get new tires, and now, but you've got to forget that and think about why you're doing this, and that, when she's ready, she'll come around. But wherever your mindset is in your business, that's where your business is going to head. So you need to focus on those positive things, your transformation, helping those that are in your challenge groups, and focus moving that way, because your business will never go that way if you're so worried about who said no and who didn't join you and who was going to join you. Okay. Anyways, so, like I said, you're very much capable of this business. You can do this business if you're an emerald personality, a pearl, a sapphire, a ruby. If you're a full-time employee working somewhere, it's totally doable. You just have to make sure that you're making the effort and that you're, putting your best foot forward and doing what works for you. So anyways, all right, that's it. Questions? No?
Yeah, that's awesome. I love that. I love just so many things that you said. Because I know this stuff, but then as you're going through this, man, there's just such great reminders and things that I don't know. When you were saying the focus, don't let the focus be on the nose, because it's so easy, especially when you're starting out, because you send those 5 invites out and you're just waiting for those 5 responses, or maybe it's not even invites, maybe it's just connections, and you're waiting just on those 5. But I'm seeing now people that I had talked to back in October or November, and they've been trying all these other products, and now they're coming in and saying, okay, I want to join your group. And I'm like, who is this again? Did we talk? For real, So I love that. That's great. But anyway, I'll let somebody else talk and ask some questions. I know you guys have some questions, and it can be topic related or anything, because Kelly really does. She, when I'm on my diamond calls, Kelly is the one that's on there teaching us. Jatana's on there too, but there are some things that Kelly can explain so much better, or all of us have gifts to bring. So I really trust, if there's anything that you have questions about, truly ask Kelly. It's awesome that she's here.
I just covered everything.
I think it's probably just processing too. Everybody processes. There's just a lot of good information. And I loved your very first point about treating yourself as a rock star coach. And, you know, and it can come across like we feel like it's coming across as bragging on ourselves, like, but I am going to brag that I'm because Kelly and I swapped. I'm going to be leading her team call tonight, or be on it tonight. I'm going to go and say, hey, look what I get to do, because it's part of what I get to do, you know, as a coach. Or and then people see that and they're like, well, what is going on? Because as time goes on, there's going to be so many Beachbody coaches out there. They're going to be everywhere because we're multiplying, right? And the squeaky wheel gets the oil, you know, the ones that are squeaking and showing all of their success. Well, I would rather be with someone that's successful than someone that's, I don't even know if they're a coach, but I don't know, what are they doing? Like, take pictures of your bobblehead, take pictures of like your accomplishments, or your swag, or, or your, like what Kelly was saying, your challenge groups, or whatever it is that you're doing. Post about it, and just say, this is what I'm doing, so that people see that I'm working out. Because someone said that statistically, I think it was Robbie Carter, he was on one of our calls one night, but some of you guys may remember, he said that it takes, was it the magic number of 5? He was talking about invites, but even just those little pings of, hey, just letting you know, I have a challenge group coming up in May. Hey, want to know how is your running going? Just those little pings of contact with people makes a big difference too. And just getting out there and letting people know what it is that you're doing. So Kelly, one question I have is how—
I got a question too.
Oh, good. Go, Tiffany, go.
Okay, so my question is about signing up your husband. When you sign your husband up, are you like, what does he have to buy? Not that he's going to use it, but I thought I read he has to be active, maybe 50 PV. Is that right?
Right. So if you sign your spouse up, you can do a few different things. You can sign them up with a challenge pack, which would give you 2 points. You would obviously get another program, Shakeology, under him. Or you can just sign him up, pay the $40, and then buy something through his account, or sell something through his account to make him active. So, for instance, what I did with my husband is I signed him up with a challenge pack because I figured I would get Shakeology, I'd get a new program, I'd get 2 Success Club points, I wouldn't have to pay that $40 fee. That's what I did. But I didn't keep him on Shakeology Home Direct because, like I said, he doesn't drink it, so there's no need in having 1,000 bags of Shakeology. But what I did do from that point is if somebody was buying just a program, they weren't doing a challenge pack, I put their order through his account. So that would help keep him active, and it wouldn't be me losing out on Success Club points. So anybody who is doing a challenge pack goes through me so I can get the Success Club points. Anybody buying a program or whatever would go through David, and he would earn the commission through his account. I'm above him, so I would earn the volume, meaning it would help towards my team bonus, and then it would help keep David active without me having to spend any additional income. So.
Okay, thank you.
And then one of the other things is once you do sign your spouse, and you do get another coach underneath of them, like you sign your second person to that leg, until you're ready to go diamond, you don't necessarily need to keep your husband active at that point because you have someone else to keep you emerald, at the emerald level. But once you go diamond, then you're obviously going to keep them active. But the idea of signing your husband so soon is just to have that really top spot so that anybody else and all the work that other people are doing, he's going to earn the team volume from that, so.
At what point did you start seeing more income come in, Kelly? Like at what point, was it by the time you hit diamond rank, or did you build,
Yeah. So when I first signed as a coach, my very first paycheck, like I remember this, was $32.49. My mother-in-law bought Shakeology. Like, oh, go mother-in-law. So everyone's like, oh gosh, mother-in-law. No. And I would say in the beginning, my income was solely based on me selling challenge packs. Like that was just what it was. I had to sell. Once I went Emerald, the income was still challenge packs. I'd get $14 here, 28, and be like, woohoo, back to 14, 0. Okay, so it kind of wiggled back and forth. Once I went Diamond, I could pretty much start banking on a specific team bonus each week. It kind of did that. Now, I would say once I went 1-star, my paycheck started to shift from commission to all team bonuses. So, that kind of thing. Now, sometimes I wake up and I have 0 commission and I have like $1,000 in team bonus, so I don't have to focus. My mind shift has kind of focused from hit Success Club and then help my coaches versus in the beginning, I was like, got to get more challengers, got to get more challengers, got to get more challengers. So, that kind of shift I think happens around Diamond, so to speak. And it just kind of depends on your coaches. If you have lots of discount coaches, it's going to be a little different than if you have some business builders. But, that shift was probably when I first started really seeing the income. As far as my husband, I didn't really start but really seeing the money coming in through him until I went 1-star. Just because at that point I was focusing on putting coaches under David instead of myself. But I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm so bad when I talked about money. So
yeah, and what that means when she's saying going 1-star, so what you are doing, that's why I love the business model of this. Number one, it's helping people. You help yourself by helping others. The more you help people succeed in their weight loss, the more they're going to say, I just lost this and I want to share it with friends. And they're going to want to do the business. And it's genuine. Just like what Kelly was saying, you truly want to, see the one that was messaging you saying, I just want to get on the roller coaster, or that it breaks your heart. You help them succeed and lose the weight. They want to start coaching. Then when they start coaching, you want to help their business succeed. And then I'll give you an example. Sarah, when she started, she came in as a challenger. I had no idea she was watching me. None. I think she was watching me probably not as much as I watched Jatana, because I was like a stalker, like not in her windows, but in Facebook. I watched everything she did. I don't know, but Sarah was watching me. But when Sarah was in my windows. Are you in the backyard? No. We're family. We're related, but in a way. Anyway, but Sarah had like 4 people that she brought on board when she came under my, in my challenge group. And by the time she's in there, like cheering people on and just going crazy in there, and I was like, my goodness, she's going to be a coach. She's going to be a coach. Well, when she all of a sudden wanted to become a coach, what do you think I did with those people she brought along? Oh no, I want the commission. No. I want Sarah to be the successful one. And I'm like, Sarah, I'm going to get on a thread so that all of your people understand I am endorsing you for you to be a coach. We want Sarah to be successful. Those people went under her. And then, like Kelly was saying, going 1-star. Sarah is very close to being a diamond, which would make me a 1-star diamond. So we want to create emeralds underneath us, and then we want to start creating diamonds underneath us. So Sarah is going to be probably, unless somebody else skyrockets up. Miriam is not far behind Sarah at all. So you just never know. I mean, one day I signed 4 coaches just out of the blue, like, oh my stars, what's going on? So you just never know. But that's the beauty of this. The more you help other people succeed, the more you succeed. Because so my check that comes in, because I'm always looking at, well, what am I getting paid next week? Because I always know, right? My check next week is going to be based on team volume, because, and it really did. I had to like suck up my tears. I'm going to have to suck them up again. I'm such a sap. I know I get this from my dad, but when Kelly said this about our team and all of you guys being on this team call, that that just makes me soar to know that you guys are with me. You guys believe in the challenge groups. You guys are pouring into your challengers. It's not a money scheme. Life Changers is not about, ooh, let's just make all the dough. There is so much sincerity in this team, and to see that you guys are showing up on a Monday night on a team call, I'm just like, I can't even tell you what it feels like. And you're going to see that too as you are pouring into your challengers and they are able to get. She's not on the call. We actually have one of our coaches that had the same thing, and she's professed it publicly. I got on a roller coaster ride. She went to King's Dominion, which is just down, an hour from here. And she was like, that was her biggest thing of her, getting on that roller coaster. So I could relate. And now she's a coach, and she's like, I have to share this with everybody. Not like, ooh, I hope she becomes a coach so I can make money. That's slimy. And I would not even be here if that was the heart of this business. I'm sure it may be out there somewhere, but not on our team. So anyway, all of that to share what a one-star diamond. See how I rabbit trail, Kelly? I just want to make sure that people knew what that means to be a one-star diamond. It means you are creating other people to be a diamond. So like Kelly is a 3-star, so she has 3 stars. And then Jatana is 7-star qualifying. So she's created 7 diamonds under her. And, some may come and go, but that's what that means to be. And then the more diamonds you create, then your business is that's when the team bonuses, it's not just $14 anymore. It's substantial income. And I want to see every single one of you guys hit that, because it's so doable. I mean, you've been doing this for 2 years, Kelly, and you just said like $1,000. Like, what? And that's 1 week, right? You're talking 1 week.
Yeah.
So that's a big deal,
Sorry, I'm butting in now.
Yeah.
One more thing is, if you're kind of stuck in like, I was like in this place, I was like, I'm not really making that much money. Like, how do I share about this? I constantly is sharing why I'm doing this. Like, what is it? I'm doing this because I want to go on my children's field trip. Like, I do not want to teach anymore where I can't take leave and I can't go with my kids when they go on a field trip or, whatever. But you can talk about those things. Like, you're doing this business because, whatever your why is. Like, why are you a coach, and talk about those things, because I know a lot of people do struggle with sharing like the money part, like, okay, well, I'm not really making a lot of money yet and all of that, but you can talk about your future and all of that if you're having that struggle. But people want to know why you're doing this. Like, it's not, like you said, it's not just whatever, a money thing. So
yeah, I mean, that's a perk. I mean, because I think we have a lot of stay-at-home moms, and we have some who are full-time working, and some want to come home from their full-time jobs. Some want to do a little bit of both. And I loved what you had said too about committing to what you can do in this business. It doesn't have to be. For me, I feel like it's 24/7, in some ways. I've slacked off a little bit, not slacked, but balanced it out a little bit. I was full throttle starting, but now I'm getting a little bit more balanced, like, oh, that message comes, they can wait until noon, or whatever. So does anybody else have any more questions, comments, input? Kelly, thank you so much for being on. I appreciate it so much. And I know that the team does too. And we're all part of Epic Empire, so we'll all be on Success Club trips. We're a brand new team. We haven't even hit puberty yet in Life Changers. We're still like wet behind our ears, as my mom used to say. But the time is going to come. Hit Success Club, get that ball rolling, because the more it'll just keep rolling, and then we'll all be on the beaches together and enjoying, we've enjoyed Super Saturdays together and things like that. So super fun. Thank you. Love you guys. Have a great evening. We'll see you guys later.
Bye.